Hi, everyone. My name is Paige Ray, and you're watching the Christian Entrepreneur Movement. It's the place where you want to be to get clear on your mission, follow your calling, and achieve success the God-driven way. Joining me today is Katie Hornor. Katie is the founder of Blogging Successfully and the Blog Connection, and she is just so excited to be here right now and share with us her passion about, blogging and her coaching ministry, I guess you could say. And so, she is really on a mission to encourage others to expand their reach and earn money at the same time. So hi, Katie. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
So Katie, today we'll be talking about how to develop your influence through successful blogging. But first, tell us the story of when you earned your first $1,000 online.
All right. So we live in Mexico, and we came here about 10 years ago to do ministry work. And then the Lord kind of changed our ministry several times in a short period of time. We lost a lot of our independent donations that were coming in to support us on the field, and we had to come up with a new way to make a living if we wanted to stay here. Something that would supplement or eventually replace that donation income. And so we started looking at what we had at hand, and one of those things was my degree in education. We were already homeschooling our children, and we realized that there was a big need for homeschool materials for the Spanish-speaking world. Mm-hmm. And so we started putting together a homeschool curriculum for Spanish speakers to meet the need. At that time, there was only 3 or 4 curriculums available at all. And we did a blog with that curriculum to help train the parents in how to use the curriculum, how to teach your kids. Okay. And we also started an English blog at the same time. And we said, when we get to the point that we're making money with this, we want to be able to take what we've learned and train other women to be able to work from home and make that income as well. It gives them the freedom to follow God's calling and do what they want to do without the limits of the finances. And so our very first income came from some of those resources that we self-published. I'll never forget the first time I saw my name in print as an author on Amazon. That was like this lifetime dream come true. You're talking about like dancing around the room, and you're laughing and you're crying all at the same time. And we hadn't even made anything with the book yet. It was just on Amazon. You screenshot the listing, and it was just a great day. And so our first income came from those self-produced products, the ebooks that we sold on our site, and the books that we were able to put on Amazon as Kindle books or print copies through CreateSpace. And that really has been one of our strong points even to this day, as those self-published resources, whether homeschooling or blogging or faith devotional related, those have been key to our income streams all the way up until now. And it wasn't like we made one book that immediately sold $1,000, but it's that progression, right? And once you get to 1,000, you realize, okay, this is really happening. This can really work. This could really be an extra income stream for us. And that is the hope that we want to give to others now, is that all of those little things add up and expand your influence, expand your ministry opportunities, and at the same time can provide for those real needs of your family.
That's so phenomenal. I really love that you shared, your story of how just seeing your name published on Amazon, it feels like, you're dancing in the room, and it just feels like this long time dream that you have, and it's finally come to fruition. And I love that you mentioned too that it's not as if you're going to produce one book and you're going to be financially free right away. And in fact, I remember the first time I earned my first check, through an online thing that I did too. It was through like an affiliate product that I signed up for. And the very first check I got was $40. It's not a big deal, right? But for me, like when I got that $40 check, I was like, it felt like a $400 or even a $4,000 check, because your perspective about opportunity and online business expands. And it's as if anything, like this thing really works. You could really earn money online.
Yes, and we have had people in our free group on Facebook even recently come in and say, I earned my first affiliate income. It was a whole $2.50, but we celebrate those things big because that is a huge first step. It's a huge confirmation for those who have taken a leap of faith and stepped out to do this and say, will it work? Because blogging and online income is so different. There's so many variables that go into it. There's no two journeys that are alike. No two people are going to have the exact same experience. And so celebrating those small wins and that first drop in the bucket that just means more to come is so exciting.
Amazing. So because of how far we've come in the online world, there are so many different ways for us to really, develop our influence. It could be through podcasts. It could be through video content, just like what we're doing now, right? Or, like you mentioned, it could be through blogging. So I want to know, why are you so passionate about blogging, and why is it the avenue that you really promote to other people?
I am passionate about blogging, particularly because it is the platform that opens so many more doors. You may have a book that you want to write and get out there, but unless you have a platform for promoting and marketing that book, it's very hard for it to get anywhere. You may want to be a speaker and share your message with other people, but unless you have a platform to become known on first, it's very hard to get out there. And so blogging becomes the platform that allows your influence to grow. You can do this from anywhere in the world, from your home. You don't have to travel to events every weekend in order to blog. Even the coaching and the things like we're doing. Here I am in Mexico and you're there, and we're still able to have this conversation and record this session. And so blogging opens up the opportunities. It is the platform that you're using both to grow your influence and your income. And I tell my people too, you don't make money just because you put words on a paper. Like publishing a blog post doesn't make the money start flowing into your bank account. But what it does is it starts to build your credibility as an authority in that space and that topic. You start sharing those solutions to problems that your people are having. You start showing that you care about their questions and answering their questions and interacting with folks online through your social media that connect to your blog, or through the comments on the blog post, and you start showing that you are someone who they can go to and they can trust to find these solutions. And that opens up so many doors. You can do private coaching, you can create courses, you can write ebooks, you can sell them affiliate products that solve their problems. You can send them to retreats and conferences that you get a commission for promoting, things like the summit here. So many ways to earn income while serving those people and helping them solve their problems. And that's why I love blogging.
So, you mentioned about really your many different doors opening up through blogging. And, for example, you're an international speaker, you speak at various events. And are there like those events that you were asked to speak to, those are some of the opportunities that you could say came out from blogging?
Yes, because a lot of people have found the places where you can volunteer, or maybe it's not a paid opportunity at first, but it opens more doors, maybe to bring in clients if it was not a paid thing, or maybe, the first time it's not paid, but someone in there hears you and invites you to speak. And so absolutely, the blog can open doors even for speaking.
So Katie, you've been blogging for so many years now, and the reason why I'm so excited to have you here is when I first started my online journey, as you could say, it was through really putting myself out there through my personal blog. And so I know how important it is to have that courage to really add content and give value to others. But you are definitely the expert in this arena. Could you share with us what are the best lessons that you've learned over the years of blogging that you feel really contribute to becoming a successful blogger?
I think one of the biggest lessons I have learned, and this is not something you're going to learn just from hearing it from me, it's something you're going to have to learn through a personal experience. The biggest lesson I've learned and share with others is that you have to be you. Especially online, people can spot a fake right away. And you can't, because there are so many variables, like we mentioned earlier, you can't follow anybody else's success pattern and do exactly what they do down to a T and expect it to work for you, because you are different, you're unique. And you have your own history that you bring to this, your own experience that comes behind what you say. You have a message that's different from anyone else, and you're going to reach people that other people can't reach. You can be in the same niche as the next person. And my husband, to not let them naysay you into a second class decision. Not accept their no, not accept that criticism or that advice that goes against what your heart and your Lord is saying. So many times people have said, and when I was in college, well, you can't have a double minor when you're an education major. And I did it. And I only had an extra semester. It wasn't that big of a deal, You can't go to Mexico as a single missionary. And I did multiple times. I think I spent a total of like 3 years on the mission field before I was married in single service. You can't start a business when you are in ministry. Well, we have 3 now. Yeah. All of these things that people said you can't do, it would never happen. And yet when the Lord puts that in you, my favorite verse in the whole world is 1 Thessalonians 5:24. And it says, faithful is he that calls you, who also will do it. When he calls you to do something, he's not expecting you to do it on your own. He's going to give you everything that you need to follow through with that calling. And so when you're confident in that, when you're confident in who you are in him and in what he's called you to do, you've got everything you need to do it in spite of what others are saying. And that gets me passionate when people start bowing to the criticism, and I'm like, okay, but back up. Is God calling you to do this? Then you need to be confident and you need to go forward regardless of what others are saying.
Wow, that is just so heartwarming. And, it ties in with our next question, really, because you have different businesses. Like a lot of people know, you have this online presence in your business when it comes to blogging and coaching. But some people, and also, you have this group where you encourage people in homeschooling. So definitely you're involved in so many different activities in your community. And then, as you mentioned, you also have your ministry. And so I want to find out, how does this all tie in with your faith? I mean, as Christians, our faith really is part of our entire being. And so although you're doing many different things, how can you say this all ties into your entire being and your faith?
That's a very good question. And I actually answer this quite a bit. It comes up often because I think Christians sometimes are hesitant to be a Christian in the workplace. Mm-hmm. And for us, having been in full-time ministry, solely full-time ministry for a while, but also having worked in a secular workforce before that, and have that part of you that plays into your work and gives you that viewpoint on your work and things like that. And it's the same with the Christian life. When you are a Christian, you don't separate that out because you go to work or you have this particular job or platform. It's part of who you are, and you don't have to pigeonhole things. Now with our blog Paradise Praises and Lemon House, people know that those are faith-based, and so we can share pretty freely on those sites about our faith and bring God into different conversations. On the bloggingsuccessfully.com site, I don't broadcast that I'm a Christian business owner, but neither do I try to hide it. And so it's very much an informational how-to kind of site, and we don't get into a lot of opinion and that kind of thing on there. It's not really the place to bring it in. Mm-hmm. But even in conversations that I have with people or when I'm speaking, I don't try to force God on people. I don't try to hit them over the head with the fact that I'm a Christian, right? But neither do I hide it. And it does come up, and people know. They know by the light in your eyes. They know by the love that you're showing and through what you do. They know by the fact that you don't use language that other people use and things like that. And so it really does create opportunities then for them to say, hey, I don't know what it is, but you're different, and you're like, well, let me tell you why. I have a couple of clients that have said to me and said to others, and it's got back to me, that Katie's really different. I've never had a coach like that, And so what we found is that by not trying to separate God from our business, it's really given us even more opportunities for ministry. we minister now through the business that we have selling homeschool curriculum. We minister to families all over the world who are trying to disciple their children. Through the business that is teaching women how to run a business online, we have multiplied our opportunities for not just coaching, but counseling and sharing Christ with them. And I've actually had, in the last 2 months, I've had the women that I coach request a Bible study coaching program. And so we put it together for them. You know, they're saying things like, well, I just don't know what to do. I don't feel like I have direction or confidence in what the next steps are. And they know Christ, but they don't have that confidence in him in their business. And so we put together a coaching package for them. It's going to be a 6-week program where we're going to study a textbook for Bible-based business principles. And we're also going to do some personal Bible study and come together and talk about those two things in the discussion time and the group coaching. And I'm really excited about that. It's the first time we've ever done anything like that, but that is a ministry opportunity.
Yes.
That is also a business opportunity that came about because we didn't hide who we are in Christ or try to separate that from our business.
That is so beautiful because, you know, at the end of the day, we can be very successful with business or we can have all this money in the world, but at the same time, I believe, you know, as Christians, we really get that fulfillment spiritually with our connection with God and how we are able to really encourage others to walk closer with God in their lives. And I'm so excited for that new venture that you're having. It truly is, you know, like, for example, with this summit that we're doing, we are reaching thousands of people to view us. And I'm so excited that you're here, part of the expert lineup that we have. And I'm realizing, like, I'm getting all these emails from people thanking me for putting this together. And I couldn't have done it by myself. It was because of the help of you and our other experts, right, to put this project together. And it's just a confirmation that people are, you know, our brothers and sisters are looking for a community like this. And I'm just grateful that you are there in your side of the ministry and doing, you know, when someone requested of you to do that Bible plan, you said, yes, I'm going to do it. Even if it was a new idea.
Right.
It takes a lot of courage to really step up and do that calling. So thank you so much, Katie.
Oh, you're welcome. Absolutely.
So Katie, you know, I'm so excited because I know a lot of our viewers here are just so happy to have this fresh perspective on blogging. And I know that some of our viewers, they're already in business or maybe in transition, but some of them are just about to start their journey as an online entrepreneur. And definitely you talking about blogging gave them a stepping stone so that they can work on something right after this interview, you know. It's so easy to start a blog nowadays. And so, you know, I know that a lot of our viewers would like to know more about your work and the content that you produce to kind of help them and assist them in not only starting a blog, but now, you know, planning the content for their blog. So where can they learn more about your work?
Sure. So all of our free materials are available at bloggingsuccessfully.com. We have a blog and a podcast there that's available for you at any time, day or night. Another cool thing about online business, right?
Yeah.
Our Connection membership, which is a group coaching for new to intermediate bloggers, is at bloggingsuccessfully.com/connection. And then if you'd like a free gift, we've got several resources available for you at bloggingsuccessfully.com/free gift.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Katie. That's very generous of you.
You're welcome.
So guys, Katie and I would love to hear from you. What is your favorite part about this conversation? And once again, please go ahead and share this with your friends and your family so that together we can really bridge the gap between personal development and spiritual fulfillment so that you get to live your life successfully doing what God has called you to do. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll catch you next time on the Christian Entrepreneur Movement. See you later. Bye.